everybody, I'm Sporty Jordy, and I don't even think I have the words to appropriately express just how excited I am for this upcoming NFL season. And also how excited I am to be back here, sitting down, recording a YouTube video, and hanging out with all of you. I like to kick off NFL season in the same exact way every single year, and it's with this video where I go through every single division, and I give my predictions for how I think they're going to wrap up at the end of the season. This specific YouTube video also holds a very, very special place in my heart because it was the first piece of content that I ever posted as Sporty Jordy. It's also so crazy to think just how much my content has evolved since I initially started YouTube. Sporty Jordy was initially a YouTube exclusive. I sat down, I recorded a long form YouTube video. I put out one episode every single week with a full NFL breakdown. We talked about all the games that happened that week. We talked about my bets and my picks for the upcoming weeks. However, the Sporty Jordy that people know from TikTok and Instagram as of late has become very Philadelphia focused, which I absolutely love. There's literally nothing in this world that means more to me than my Philadelphia sports, talking with other Philadelphia sports fans. We're passionate and crazy. No one likes us. We don't care. I've definitely seen some confused comments from my Philly base. If they see a video of me talking about an NFL team or a random NFL player that's not in Philly, they're like, girl, what are you doing? And I totally get it. I do. This is just the place where we talk about the NFL and the league as a whole. We break down every division. We break down every team. I just wanted to throw that disclaimer in there so my Philly fans did not have a heart attack. And I don't want to waste any more time, people. We have kickoff tomorrow night. Today, we are going to start in the AFC before transitioning over into the NFC. And obviously, I have to save the best for last, guys. I also have to make sure, that my Philly people watch this entire video. So we will be ending with the NFC East. I'm also throwing in something new and a little special at the very, very end of this episode. This year, I will be doing my way too early predictions for end of season awards as well. So make sure to stick around for all of that. But right now it's game time and we are jumping right into it. This year, we are starting with one of my favorite divisions in the entire NFL, just for how consistently competitive it is, and that is the AFC North. Now, also normally when I do these videos, I feel like I start with the team that I think is going to come in first, and I'm going to reverse that this year. We're going to start with who I think is coming in last. I feel like that builds more tension. But it was also really tough on my mental being because I actually crossed out and rewrote who I think is going to come in last in the AFC North 3 different times. My heart and my brain were in 2 different places, and at the end of it all, my brain won. The Pittsburgh Steelers are going to come in last in the AFC North, and I actually hate everything about that. But it's just where they're at this season. They're in this weird quarterback situation with Russell Wilson and Justin Fields. Russell Wilson was named the starter, which I think is completely idiotic. If I had to make a prediction about that, I would say that Russell Wilson will start maybe 4 games. They're going to put Justin Fields in week 5 against the Cowboys. He's going to run them into the ground. From there, he's going to take over as their starter and just keep running with this team. If we can't tell, I am a Justin Fields truther. But the Steelers are one of 7 teams that hasn't won a playoff game since 2017. That's insane. Unfortunately, I do not see them breaking that streak this season. However, I'm very excited to see what they build over the next 2 to 3 years. Coming in third in the AFC North, I have the Cleveland Browns. I just think it sucks because the Browns have a really, really strong roster, and I think their only question mark is quarterback. They had an impressive 11-6 season last year. They finished in 2nd in this division, so I have hopes for them. I'm intrigued. I really don't know what to expect from Deshaun Watson. However, if I'm being completely honest, I actually have more question marks with the other Ohio team that I put above them, the Cincinnati Bengals. Last season was a complete wash for Cincy, which was really, really sad to see. They're dealing with the Joe Burrow injury, but now he's back with a bleached buzz cut ready to take over the world. And now they have to deal with another elephant in the room, Jamar Chase's contract. I have gotten whiplash this offseason from the Cincinnati Bengals. Yes, Jamar Chase is here. He's ready to practice. No, he's not. Yes, he's going to play. No, he didn't even show up today. It's been a hot mess. In my mind, I don't see a world where he holds out. I just don't. I actually fear that it's going to be the complete opposite, and he's going to go, oh, okay. You didn't want to pay me with the rest of these other guys? Cool. I'm just going to go ball out, show you just how good I am, and then you're going to have to pay me even more at the end of this. Which, if that happens, the Bengals are going to be absolutely fine. They finally made moves this offseason to protect Joe Burrow. I'm very nervous about their running back situation, but no matter what, if Joe Burrow stays healthy, if Jamar Chase plays, this may not be the best season ever that we get out of the Bengals, but I still overall think they're a very good team. None of these teams are going to be better than the Ravens. Going into the 2024 season, if you do not have the Ravens in Super Bowl conversations, I do not trust you. This team is absolutely filthy. Lamar is ready to ball. I cannot wait to watch them. And would you look at that? 1 division down, 7 to go. We are now moving over into the AFC South, which is actually another very competitive division. And it's actually so insane to me how lopsided talent-wise the AFC and the NFC are. The NFC is building. They're getting there. You can make an argument for every single AFC team, minus like 4 of them, as to why they could be in the playoffs. Obviously, they all won't be. All right, Jordan, do not let the ADHD take over. The Tennessee Titans are coming in last. No more Ryan Tannehill. He's still a free agent. Will Levis is officially the starter here with Mason Rudolph as the backup. And they're actually building a really strong team. Tony Pollard, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Tyler Boyd. But even with all of that talent, I would be shocked if it just clicked instantly. You lose Derrick Henry, and yes, you replace him with Tony Pollard, but still, you lost Derrick Henry. And again, they're in the AFC. Can you imagine if this exact Titans team was like in the NFC South? But unfortunately, compared to just the teams in their division alone, I think they're going to fall short this year. Coming in third, I have the Jags, and I honestly do not know what to make of this Jags team. I also think it would have been really easy for me to put the Jags in second in this division. However, I did go with Indianapolis here, which I know is a little risky, but if Anthony Richardson can stay healthy, Colts are going to be good. Colts are going to be very, very, very good. Give me more Anthony Richardson, please. This is how I think they're going to shape up, but when I say that I think it's going to be so close, I'm not joking. I actually said on my podcast last week that I do not want to miss an AFC South matchup this year because I genuinely think these are all going to be determined by like one game. It's going to be very, very close. However, what is not going to be close is the Houston Texans. Holy shit. If you are not scared of the Houston Texans coming into the 2024 season, you're lying. You're literally lying. CJ Stroud is an absolute monster. They're building this mega team around him. It's just quite terrifying. And I know that they're being hyped up everywhere. And normally I try and like fall out of that trap when a team is overhyped by everyone because usually we're let down. This is one of those cases where I do not think we are going to be let down. Now moving over to the AFC West. And this one is not as fun. In the past, I've tried so hard to get a little cutesy with this division. It's just not even worth it. And this season in particular, I feel like the order just kind of flows. I'm going Raiders, Broncos, Chargers, Chiefs. Nothing crazy. Womp womp. Gardner Minshew absolutely deserves the QB1 job in Vegas. However, it's the Raiders. The Broncos are literally one single step above them. The Chargers, I just want so badly to be this strong, dominant team, and they're just not. They're good. They're always good. They have another new head coach. Justin Herbert's still there, but they lost so many pieces this offseason. Someone actually said to me a couple of years ago that Justin Herbert was going to become the Phillip Rivers of the new wave of quarterbacks, and I was like, what are you talking about? Justin Herbert's one of the strongest quarterbacks I've seen in a long time. How can you even make that argument? Not 100% true. I still think Justin Herbert is criminally underrated, but the Chargers also did go through a ton of changes this offseason. New head coach. They lost Keenan Allen. They lost Mike Williams. They lost Austin Eckler, and they made some moves. They had a good draft, but still, I think they're miles above the Raiders and the Broncos. I just don't think they can hold a candle to the Chiefs, which is just like really frustrating and annoying. But now to wrap up the AFC, we are going to finish things off with the AFC East, which may be my hottest takes yet. I'm interested to hear your guys' thoughts. Last and honestly least, coming in fourth here is the Patriots. First season without Bill Belichick. They're obviously going to be rebuilding, but also they have a brutal schedule, like very, very tough. So I have zero expectations for the Patriots. The rest of this division, though, is absolutely insane. And unfortunately, coming in third place in the AFC East, though, I do have the Buffalo Bills. But truthfully, this season, I just don't see them being competitive. I think they're very, very, very much going to miss Stephon Diggs. They don't really have a true wide receiver one right now. I think they're going to try and be the super run-heavy team, but we know that that's going to put a ton of pressure on Josh Allen. Then you have James Cook as your RB1. I'm actually going to go as far as saying that I wouldn't even be shocked if they miss the playoffs this year. The team that I have coming in second in the AFC East relies on their quarterback lasting more than 94 seconds this season, the New York Jets. All jokes aside, if Aaron Rodgers genuinely does stay healthy this season, the Jets are absolutely a playoff team. A lot of talent, a lot of young talent. However, I don't think any team in this division is as complete as the Dolphins. Tua got his contract. He's feeling great in this offense. Mike McDaniels just got his extension. You have a top receiver in the league. Overall, just a very, very strong squad on both sides of the ball, and that's going to be the difference maker. So we'll see what's going to happen in the AFC East. I feel like that one is the biggest coin toss so far. It's going to be very interesting to see how that one wraps up. And speaking of wrapping up, we have wrapped up the AFC, and now we're going to transition over into the NFC. And of course, we're going to keep the order the same. So we are going to start with the NFC North. And the NFC North is absolutely nuts. Last place here for me, though, was a very easy one due to very unfortunate circumstances. The Vikings. You lose Kirko to Atlanta. You draft your rookie quarterback. Rookie quarterback gets injured before the season starts. It's unfortunate. Now you're working right now. They have Sam Darnold as their starting quarterback. Nick Mullins is their backup. I just don't see anything super extraordinary happening here. But it isn't even just a messy quarterback situation in Minnesota. They're dealing with a bunch of injuries, suspensions. There's a lot of shit going on. Yes, they still have Justin Jefferson, but how much can he possibly do on his own? So yes, I think it's going to be a very off year for Minnesota. And then moving up, the team that I think is going to be coming in third place in the NFC North is Chicago. I want to make it clear, I am very, very high on Caleb Williams. I love the team that Chicago has put together this offseason. Do I wish they could have done even remotely close to what they did for Caleb Williams for Justin Fields? Sure. But they didn't, and we're moving forward. I actually think that Caleb Williams is going to break the quarterback curse that has surrounded Chicago for years. I am very excited to watch him. I am very excited to watch them this year and for years to come. However, compared to the Packers and the Lions right now, what do you want me to do? Chicago obviously did not opt to go down this road, and this isn't even targeted to them. This is not a dig at them. However, I am a huge fan of drafting a young rookie quarterback and having him sit behind an experienced vet for at least 2 years. And I think Jordan Love is going to be a prime example of that, even though he's losing in week 1. And listen, we all saw how close the Lions got to the big game last year. Over the last 2 years, the leaps and bounds that they have made, and I don't see that stopping anytime soon. Given the fact that they have to play the Bears and the Packers twice a year, I do not think that this is going to be a cakewalk at all, but I do think the Lions come out on top here. If we want to talk about a cakewalk, though, let's talk about the Falcons taking the NFC South. Listen, I know we're going from last to first here, but I don't think the NFC South counts for that. Realistically, we have the Falcons, and then you can just shuffle the other 3 teams here. I'm predicting Panthers, Saints, Bucks. I know that feels really safe. I don't love anything about it either. But then, yeah, this Falcon squad is low-key legit. Kirk Cousins, Bijan Robinson, Drake London, Kyle Pitts. This is the first year I've gone without drafting Kyle Pitts in a fantasy football league because I'm just so done with that experiment. And I swear to God, if this is the year that he ends up being a good fantasy tight end, I'm going to lose my mind. Yeah, overall, nothing too funky going on in the NFC South. The NFC West, though, the NFC West could get interesting. And writing this out, I was honestly shocked. I have the Seahawks coming in last place in the NFC West. Okay. I have the Rams coming in third, which means that, yes, I'm back on the Cardinals. I have them coming in second in the NFC West. Here we go again. Frickin' Arizona, man. They have me going like this. 2 years ago, I was like Cardinals to the Super Bowl. Convinced. You could not tell me otherwise. Then they completely fell off. Last year was a disaster, but for some reason, I'm back on them. Maybe it's just because I'm really, really high on Marvin Harrison Jr., but yeah, I have the Cardinals coming in second, and then coming in first, 49ers, as one of the Eagles' biggest rivals in this conference. That drives me absolutely crazy, but they're good. I truthfully and unbiasedly do not see them going back to the Super Bowl. However, yeah, they're obviously going to win the NFC West. And now it's the moment I've been waiting this entire episode to get to. Let's break down the NFC East. Drum roll, please. Did that sound like a drum? I want you to take a guess right now which team I have coming in last in the NFC East. And if it's not the New York Giants, you're so wrong. Sorry, Daniel Jones, I just don't trust you. And listen, I won't be totally negative. I do think they've made improvements to this team. I think they've really built up the O-line. I'm really excited to see Malik Neighbors in wide receiver. No Saquon Barkley. So not only does this roster have a ton of giant question marks, they also have a tough schedule. I'll say the Giants win 6 games this season. Coming in third in the NFC East, I have the Washington Commanders. I really hate to say it, but I'm gonna. I really, really like Jaden Daniels. They were aggressive this offseason. They made some moves. They signed Zach Ertz. They got Austin Eckler, which would have been great 5 years ago, which means, yes, I have the Cowboys coming in second in this division. Again, I was in this debate between my head and my heart For a period of time, I actually had the Commanders finishing ahead of the Cowboys. But as much as I hate them, the Cowboys are a good regular season team. They just don't know how to win when it actually matters. Okay, is it finally time for me to talk about the Eagles? Yes, I absolutely have the Philadelphia Eagles taking the NFC East. And if you don't, I want whatever you're smoking. And I'm actually so happy that I can confidently say that and mean it. This Eagles team is so fucking good. We all had to live through the fall off that the Eagles had last year. I've spent the entire offseason trying to forget it. Then we lose Kelsey. Then we lose Cox. I thought my life was ending. However, Howie Roseman grabbed my hand and said, no, you're going to hold on and it's all going to be okay. I mean, overall, just looking at the talent on this roster, it's a Madden Ultimate Team. Jalen Hurts, Saquon Barkley, AJ Brown, Devontae Smith, Jahan Dotson, Dallas Goedert. No one in the history of this world will ever be Jason Kelsey, but I have high hopes for Cam Jurgens at center. And transparently, I thought coming into this season, I was going to be very nervous about our defense, and I'm not. 2 new coordinators, a bunch of young talent. I'm just really, really excited to see what this team does. I expect no less than 12 wins. If we have less than 12 wins this season, it's a fail. And before you even ask, yes, I absolutely think we're a Super Bowl team. And also, I don't know if any of my other Eagles fans get this way, but every time I hear an announcer go, Philadelphia Eagles running back, Saquon Barkley, immediate chills, just up every fiber of my being. This team just feels special. Overall, it feels so special. You have Brandon Graham on his farewell tour. Our schedule, minus the annoying ass week 5 bye, is really not that tough. I'm just very excited for this season. And as I promised earlier in the show, here are my way too early predictions for end of season awards. Coach of the Year. Yes, I told you how high I was on the Colts, and that is all going to be due to Shane Steichen. Comeback Player of the Year, Joe Burrow. Defensive Rookie of the Year, I don't even care if this is a biased pick, Quinion Mitchell. Offensive Rookie of the Year, Caleb Williams. Defensive Player of the Year, I'm gonna go Aiden Hutchinson. Offensive Player, I'm going Tyreek Hill. And the 2024 League MVP is going to be CJ Stroud. And there we have it, a full look at my 2024 predictions ahead of kickoff tomorrow night. I can't believe it's finally here. If you guys like this video and want more of the long form style content, make sure to give this a thumbs up and smash that subscribe button. You can find me everywhere on social at TheSportyJordy. And after a long, boring off season, we've made it. Welcome back to the best time of the year. And we get to see an Eagles dub on Friday. This is unbelievable. Bye.